So you guys have been asking for a nail video and how I do my nails. So I figured I would just show you. So this is like one of the main things that I use before I put my nails on. This is Sally Hansen Cuticle Remover. I put it on all my cuticles. Here, I'm about to show you. I'm sorry, I'm like flipping you off. And I know this is such a like ghetto setup, but it's the only way I could let y'all see my hands on the table. So anyways, I just put it around my cuticles. I don't know if that's focusing or not. But anyways, I put that on all 10 fingers and let that set for 3 minutes. It's the very first thing I do. While that is setting, I'm going to show you everything that you're going to need. So, like I said, this is first of all the Sally Hansen Cuticle Remover. I really like this stuff. And then you're obviously going to need like a nail file. This one has seen better days. Obviously the nails that you're going to put on, these are just like the ones that I just took off, except a different color. The ones I just took off are like neon yellow. Some nail glue. This is my favorite nail glue. I like the nail glue that comes in the Kiss nails. Like if you buy a set of Kiss nails, there's some nail glue that comes with it, and I actually like it better. But this is my second favorite, and you can get a pack of 2 of them at the dollar store for like $3, and I've literally never found a glue that I like better. So anyways, you're gonna need a pair of clippers, and to be completely honest with you, these were the most expensive part of any of this. These were like, babe, these clippers were like $17 or $20, weren't they, like 2 years ago? Like, they're Revlon, I guess they're like men's, whatever. But see, it says, you probably can't see, but it says men's series. But anyway, there's a bigger side and a smaller side. So I use the bigger side for the fake nails and the smaller side for my real nails. And I use this to trim my real nails down as far as I can. And then you're also going to need some 100% acetone. That's important. Don't get the acetone free because it's not going to do anything, especially to this glue. You need 100% acetone. So, and also one of these if you have it. That's all the stuff that you're going to need to make your nails last for at least a couple weeks. I'm gonna let this sit for, let's see how long it's been. I feel like I've been yapping for like at least a minute, so I'm gonna give it like 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna push my cuticles back, and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, I hope the smoke has died down enough, but now I'm going to push my cuticles. So I don't have a cuticle pusher, which they're really cheap, and sometimes they come with the nails. But anyways, I'm going to use a nail that's a little bit smaller than my thumb, and that's what I'm going to use to push my cuticles. So I just kind of, let me make sure you can see, and get him out of there. I just kind of scrape along my nail and push back. And you can see all of the gunk that comes off of that. I didn't need paper towels, so I'm gonna have to like. Hey baby, will you give me some toilet paper? Thank you. So I'm just going to scrape every single one of them and push the cuticle back. And the gunk that comes off is crazy. That's all that dead skin, and that will make your nails last even longer. Okay, now that I've got all of my cuticles pushed back, I'm just going to trim my nails as far back as I can. So and I'm just going to do that with all 10 of my nails. Okay, now that I have trimmed all of my nails, I'm going to go wash my hands really well. Okay, now I like to give my nails time to like set. everybody knows, like, when you wash your hands, your nails look a little bit different than they do when they're dry. So I'm just going to let them set, and I'm going to go ahead and see what size I need for each nail, and then I will continue prep with acetone. So anyways, these are like a peach color, kind of orange. They're pretty. They aren't my first choice, but I'm almost out of nails to choose from. So I had like a stockpile, if you will, but it's dwindling for sure. So like whenever I pretty much know my sizes because I wear the same brand of nails and stuff so often, but I like to make sure that the nail fit is like perfect. So if it's not perfect, I will file the nail. What's up, that's a 2 or a 3. I'll do whatever I need to do to make sure that it fits properly, because that is really going to extend the life of your nails, along with a couple other things. Another thing that I do is after I find my thumb size, I go through the nails and I take any nails that are bigger than my thumb out. That because I know I'm not going to use those. None of my nails are bigger than my thumb. So that eliminates some of the trying on process. Okay, so now that I have my nails that I know what finger I want them on, I'm going to take my file and I'm going to just go over each one of my nails and kind of roughen up the surface a little bit. Just like this. I'm going to do that to all 10 nails. So now I'm going to take my 100% acetone fingernail polish remover, and I'm just going to pour it in the lid. Ideally, if you have Q-tips, that would be best, but I don't, so here we are. So I just go through and I let each finger set in the acetone for like 5 or 10 seconds, and then I switch. This is going to make sure that there's no oil on your fingernail. That will help the glue stick a lot better, and also the filing creates kind of a rough surface for the nail and the glue to stick to. Just please trust me, like if you think this sounds crazy, please try it once, because I promise your nails are gonna last forever and you're gonna be like, what the fuck, she was right. Okay, so here comes a very important part. So I take a piece of a nail file, this obviously came from this, and I fold it. And then I take each nail and I file the inside. Remember what I was saying about giving the glue like an uneven surface to stick to? This is really good for that. So file the inside of your nail. Like, the difference this makes is fucking huge. Like, so I did my nails like this exact same way for a long time, but I didn't do this step. And like the first time that I did this step, I was shook, because I didn't think that something like this simple would make that big of a difference in the staying power. Like, come here, bitch. Of my nails, but it definitely did. I'm gonna end up running out of time. I think it's care. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this to all of them, obviously. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm gonna file my nails like this on top and around the edges one more time. I'm gonna do that to every nail. I'm probably gonna run out of time as well. Okay, so after I file my nails one more time, I take acetone and I wipe each nail off. Just like that. Okay, I had to make a part 2, but here we are. It's a long process, but it works. Okay, so now I'm gonna start gluing my nails on finally. So this is my thumb. And the way I do it is I put a drop of glue in the nail, like a tiny drop. And then I put the majority of the glue on my nail, and make sure to focus at the tip as well. And then I go in like at an angle and push back on the cuticle and then lay it down. Just like that. I hope that was visible. I'll do another one here in just a second, but I also like hold it, like press it down. So press it down for a few seconds, and then I'll show you how I clean up around it. Again, if you have Q-tips, that would be ideal, but I don't, so I'm gonna use toilet paper. I'm just gonna dip that in acetone. Am I gonna dip that in acetone? Okay, I'm gonna dip that in acetone and just wipe around the edges of that nail. And that's gonna clean up any glue, but it's also gonna kind of like, ouch, I glued myself. It's also gonna kind of like melt the nail with the cuticle. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Okay. This is my pointer finger. Make sure the nail is good and covered. At an angle. Push the cuticle back and then lay it down. If the nail fits right, it should be very smooth. Sometimes I have a hard time with my pointer finger being crooked. Just with the really long nails. With the shorter ones, it's not as bad, but with the long ones, sometimes I have a hard time getting these perfectly straight. But, you know. Again, take an acetone. And wiping around the edge. Do you see what I'm saying? How it kind of melts it together? I feel like that's a decent cuticle right there. It's a little shiny, but after it gets cleaned up, it'll be fine. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest of this hand. One thing about it is I don't want you to freak out if it looks kind of messy at first. Like you can see, I've got glue on my hands and stuff. Like, we can clean all that up, okay? Just trust the process, stick with it. Oops. Okay, now I'm done with this hand. I'm gonna go ahead and do this hand, and I'll show you how I clean everything up and make them look even more, not natural, but like salon quality. Okay, now that I have them all on, again, it would still be better if you had Q-tips, but since I don't, I'm gonna be using the same shitty toilet paper. Not literally shitty, but you know what I mean. So, to clean up, I'm just going to dip this in acetone. And I'm gonna wipe it over my fingers. And it will get all of that glue feeling off of your fingers, especially if you have if you don't like that feeling, because personally I don't really like feeling like my fingers are sticky. It gives me the ick. I don't really know why. But I just take that and I rub where any glue is. Or where, like, right here where, like, literal toilet paper got stuck on my nail. And I can also take it and kind of melt those nails into my cuticle a little bit more as well. Okay, like that looks much better. That looks much better. Okay, couple more things. Okay, so you can like literally stop here, but the next step is something that I do because I think it makes it look better. I'm going to put clear coat on. This is LA Colors Color Craze Gel. It was in my purse and it got gum on it, so please don't judge it. But anyway, LA Colors Color Craze Gel. So because these are long, you need like quite a bit of polish. But I don't know, I think it makes them look better. So this and the whole like acetone around the edges of the nail thing make a big difference in my opinion. And also, maybe I should have filed them first now that I'm thinking about it, but here we are. So I'm painting them first and then I'll file them. Okay, so I'm going to paint the other 7 nails. Okay, so now I'm going to let them dry completely before I do anything else. Okay, so a couple of nails are dry enough to go ahead and start filing. So I'm going to file like this because I like a more defined shape. So I thought these were going to be like peachy, like summery, but to be honest, they're giving me more like 70s vibes, if I'm honest, which is fine. It's just not exactly what I expected. I'm trying to be careful because some of these nails are not completely dry. But that's one thing about this clear coat is it does dry really quickly. Okay, I'm gonna let the rest dry. Okay, so now that they are dry enough to file, I should have done that first, but I didn't. So anyway, I just file the tip. Oops. And the sides a little bit. And I file them, right along like where they naturally like cut, if that makes sense. Hold on, I'll show you what I mean. So I just put the file like against the nail like this and kind of go back and forth and sharpen it up because I don't want to change the shape. I just want to make it a little bit sharper. Do you know what I mean? That's it. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing to the other hand. Okay, so before I put my glue up to make sure that I can actually use it again, I like to get a little bit of acetone on either, like I have said a million times, preferably a fucking Q-tip. But here we are. And I just take a little bit of acetone and I rub it around just the tip. Just the tip, I promise. That way, and then kind of like around the sides where it screws closed. That way it still works next time. Because if there's a bunch of glue on there and you put this on there, you're gonna glue it shut and then you're never gonna get it open. And you're just gonna waste the glue. So don't do that. Okay, shit. Now we are actually done. Other than putting a little bit of nail oil on each nail. Is this cuticle oil? No, it is not. Is this hair? I did not want to make this 3 parts, but here we are. But like, it's literally, I'm almost done. I'm just putting a little bit of oil on each cuticle. Like so, and then rubbing it in. Since this is hair oil, it doesn't rub in very well, but It's aesthetically pleasing. I don't know. There we go. That's it. There we go. Hope you enjoyed this incredibly long nail tutorial.